Welcome to this episode of Pretty Coffee with Kristin. And what I want to talk to you today about is, even if you don't feel like you belong, act as if you do. Just act as if you do, and you'll feel like you do. That happened to me this week. We've all been there. We've all been to events or parties or gatherings, invited somewhere, and we feel like we just don't belong, and we don't feel confident to be there. Whether we don't feel like we're enough, we don't feel like we're qualified, whatever the reason, and then we shrink. We hold ourselves back. We kind of stand in the corner, and we just don't feel like we belong. Something like that happened to me this week, but I acted as if I did. And I really didn't belong there, but I acted as if I did. I had to take a family member to the hospital for a procedure, and I knew it was going to be a couple hours. So I took my stuff, I got myself set up. I knew it was going to be a while, so I thought, well, I'll go over here where there's not a lot of people. I set my laptop up, I got working on my book, I got working, and then I was in it. So I was focused upon myself, and then I saw people started coming in. I was the only one in the room when I got there, and people started coming in, but I didn't really pay much attention because it didn't matter to me. Well, more people came in and more people came in, and now I'm starting to pay attention, and I look, and now they're setting up microphones. So I realize I've got myself in a meeting. I've got myself in a meeting presentation. Could have done two things at that point. I could have, you know how you gather things up and kind of slink out and say, "Ooh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." Or I could have just acted like I belong there, which I did. So I got people sitting at the table with me. There's people gathering, and they start, and they probably, why would they think that I didn't belong there? Because I got there early. They must have thought that I was a go-getter and very excited about the meeting. I got there early. So they start handing out literature. They're handing me literature. Of course, I'm taking it. I have no idea what the meeting's about. So they do the presentation, and I'm in it now. And then I got the notification that, because I was there for quite a while, I got the notification that my family member was ready. So I gathered up my stuff. I said goodbye to my table, and they're telling me goodbye, and off I go. And I thought about it, and I thought, it's, if you're somewhere and you don't feel confident, act as if you belong there, act as if, and you know what? It comes across that way. Your confidence comes across that you belong there, because you do. Now, maybe not at a meeting at the hospital that, you're not invited to, but out in the world, at parties, gatherings, events, act as if you belong there. Don't shrink. Don't act like you don't. Have the confidence to know that you do. And you know what? You might have a good time. You might have a better time knowing that, you know what? I'm here. So I encourage you today to act as if you belong everywhere you go.